I don't care about these people. The only dysfunctional family I care about is my own. And I just think that this is a horrible cartel, a monstrous hybrid of private people with public responsibilities, and the fact that we obsess over them and that we end up putting in the same category two people who've become emotionally distanced from the family and somebody who was accused of having sex with a trafficked minor just shows how warped the culture around the royal family is. I think chuck them all in the bin, Buckingham Palace into social housing.
Let me just try and see if I can persuade you of their importance to the nation. So here we have the balcony from a previous year. OK, so this is what it might have looked like had everything remained stable. As Ash points out, Prince Andrew has behaved badly, to say the least. Conduct unbecoming was his phrase. We take him out. Harry was obviously practicing closing his eyes to try and pretend he wasn't there before this moment. He goes to, Meghan goes to. So you're still left, there we are. So you're still left with a lot of, they're older now, but you're left with Charles and Anne will be there. There's Anne and Camilla, of course, and Kate. But it's quite a big move, Mike, isn't it? For the Queen to say no to Harry and Meghan. It's quite a big move.
It's quite a big move, but it's not a big enough move as far as I'm concerned. I think they should be banned from coming back during the whole of the celebration for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Last Friday, right, the announcement came out from the royal family that Harry and Meghan wouldn't be on the balcony, neither would Andrew. Within seconds, an announcement came from California that they're coming anyway. So they were well, prepped up for this, so they'd be coming anyway. But not only would they be coming, so would a team of 30 cameramen, camera women and technicians from Netflix with them. I think the tolerance of the royal family to this young couple who have cashed in to the tune of £100 million or dollars on the strength of being a member of the British royal family, the tolerance of the royal family here and the Queen herself is extraordinary. I'd have banished them altogether. I'd have banished them because I do care, because I like the royal family. I think the royal family are great.
I want you to look after your own blood pressure here
and
don't worry, I'm all right with my blood pressure, a bit, because these are stupendously wealthy, self-obsessed,
and part of
status-obsessed people. Sure, and I think we should have a modern constitution and be a modern democracy and get rid of the monarchy. Let these
just
people
wipe it out, just like
lead their insane lives in private. Because I think if they're this emotionally
if we were to establish that a sizable, maybe a majority, I was going to say a sizable minority, a majority of people sort of cared about them and cared about the Queen and in that case they are sort of a part of the country.
You can't have anybody be both divine and human, and this is the problem, which is our expectations of these people are so elevated beyond of what we can expect of anybody. We expect them to be the moral guiding lights for the whole nation. And yet, of course, we see they're quite the opposite. Why? Because they're the product of unearned power, wealth and privilege. And that contrast between who they really are as people and our expectations of them, it can only, I think, cause them pain and us pain and disappointment.
Well,
let's end this whole circus.
Okay.
Let them be rich and in private, and we've
got that. We just talk about let's just on the balcony, okay?
Yeah.
Because I want to ask you a question here. The other day on this show, Storm was here, and in fact, you were in touch with me about this over the weekend. Andrew Pierce was in from the Daily Mail, and I said, I will bet you any money that Prince Andrew, gets on that balcony, right? Now, just have a look at this picture over here, right? Because this was what we were talking about. Would it be the balcony from hell, right? Because I said, he's coming up the stairs and no one's going to stop him. Andrew Pierce said to me, I'll bet you £10 he's not on it. I said, I'll bet you he is. And Storm at the weekend messaged me and said, you've got to pay up the bet because you lost. And I said, no, because I think he still will. Now, Ash, leave aside your general lack of whatever about the royal family. Do you think he'll make his way up the stairs and open the French windows?
Well, I don't think he will, to be honest. I mean, he's a ghastly little attention seeker as well. When Prince Philip died, he got himself in front of a camera as quickly as possible to rehabilitate his reputation. The one thing I would say is that if he is on that balcony, you get a nice high-up target for any rotten fruit that you've got.
He can't possibly appear on the balcony because the reaction of the country to him standing anywhere near the Queen would be so negative, it would destroy the royal family.
I think it might be like...
Old firm, I'm afraid.
I think it would be like Ceausescu. I think that's the only thing that might stop him, is the crowd might turn on him.
I agree.
And that would be really nasty for him.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad. Today, we're diving into the latest drama surrounding the British royal family. The media is at it again, spinning narratives to drag Prince Harry and Meghan into a mess they want no part of. But here's the truth, Harry and Meghan have moved on, thriving and living life on their own terms. So why is the UK press still obsessed with them? Let's get into it. The royal family is constantly in the headlines, but somehow, Harry and Meghan are always used as scapegoats. Whether it's palace insiders leaking concerns, or commentators making outrageous claims, the goal is clear, to distract from the real problems within the institution. Think about it. Scandals involving other royals are swept under the rug, yet Harry and Meghan's every move is scrutinised. But why? Because they refuse to play the game. Harry walked away from the toxic environment that tried to silence and control him. Meghan, a woman of intelligence and grace, was never going to be a silent accessory. Their decision to leave wasn't about abandoning duty, it was about protecting their family. One of the most ridiculous narratives pushed by royal commentators is that Harry and Meghan should be banished for daring to speak their truth. Meanwhile, Prince Andrew, a man with far more serious allegations, was defended and quietly allowed back into royal circles. Where's the outrage about that? Harry and Meghan have been criticised for sharing their experiences, yet the royal family has spent decades selling their own stories to the press. The difference? Harry and Meghan tell their truth on their own terms, rather than through shady backdoor deals with tabloids. Despite the hate campaign, Harry and Meghan are winning. They've built a new life in California, created a successful brand with Archewell, and continue to champion causes that matter. Harry's leadership with the Invictus Games and Meghan's advocacy for women and girls proved that they were never the problem. The system was. And let's not forget the Netflix and Spotify deals that critics love to hate. If they weren't valuable and relevant, these massive platforms wouldn't have invested in them. Their impact goes beyond titles and outdated traditions. They are making real change while living life on their own terms. So, while the UK media clings to their outdated narratives, Harry and Meghan are out here thriving. And that's why they will always be a threat to the establishment. If you support their journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a super thanks to support the channel. Let's keep celebrating independence, truth, and success. See you next time on Royal Sussex Squad.